Inisharu Dī is a Japanese manga series written and illustrated by Shuichi Shigeno. It was serialized in Young magazine from 1995 to 2013, with the chapters collected into 48 tankōbon volumes by Kodansha. The story focuses on the world of illegal Japanese street racing, where all the action is concentrated in the mountain passes and alien cities or urban areas, and with the drift racing style emphasized in particular. Professional race car driver and pioneer of drifting Keiichi Tsuchiya helped with editorial supervision. The story is centered on the prefecture of Gunma, more specifically on several mountains in the Kantō region and in their surrounding cities and towns. Although some of the names of the locations the characters race in have been fictionalized, all of the locations in the series are based on actual locations in Japan. Inisharu Dī has been adapted into several television anime and original video animation series by OB Planning, Studio Comet, Studio Gallop, Pastel, ACGT and Synergy SP. A live-action film by Avex and Media Asia was released in 2005. Both the manga and anime series were initially licensed for English-language distribution in North America by Tokyopop, however, the anime license has since been picked up by Funimation Entertainment, while the manga is no longer available in English. Synopsis: the protagonist, Takumi Fujiwara, is a gas station attendant working with his friend Izuki to buy a car, which they plan to drift on the twisting roads surrounding nearby Mount Akina. Unbeknownst to his colleagues, Takumi moonlights as a tofu delivery driver for his father's store before sunrise each morning, passively building an impressive amount of skill behind the wheel of the family car, an aging Toyota Sprinter Truino. Shortly after the story begins, the Red Suns, an amateur racing team from Akagi Prefecture, challenge the local Speed Stars team to a set of races on Mount Akina. Dispirited after watching the Redsons' superior performance during a practice run, the Speed Stars expect to lose. Later that night, the Redsons' number 2 driver, heading home after the last practice run, is defeated soundly by a mysterious Sprinter Truino, despite driving a much more powerful car. An investigation into the identity of the driver leads to Bunta Fujiwara, Takumi's father. The Speed Stars beg Bunta to help them defeat the Red Suns, and he initially refuses, later relenting to maybe show up at the race. At the same time, Takumi asks Bunta if he can borrow the car for a day to take a trip to the beach with a potential girlfriend, and Bunta seizes the moment by granting permission on the condition that Takumi defeats the Red Suns driver. On the night of the race, the Truino does not show up, and the Speed Stars enlist a backup driver for the first run. At the last moment before the race starts, the Truino arrives. Takumi steps out of the car to the bewilderment of the Speed Stars, who were expecting Bunta. He easily defeats the Red Suns driver by utilizing a dangerous technique on the mountain road's hairpin corners. The Redsons' embarrassing defeat sets up the plot for the rest of the series. Drivers from neighboring prefectures come to challenge Takumi in the legendary 8-6 of Akina, and thus prove themselves as racers. Eventually, the plot moves away from Mount Akina as Takumi becomes bored with racing solely on that road. He joins an experimental racing team formed by the disbanded Red Suns and challenges more difficult opponents on their home courses in the pursuit of his dream to be the fastest driver out there. Characters: Takumi Fujiwara, the main character of the series. Takumi develops his racing skills to be one of the fastest drivers in Kantō while driving an old Toyota Sprinter Truino A86. This is due to Takumi's job delivering tofu to Lake Akina every morning for 5 years. Although Takumi believes this to be just a job, he had actually been manipulated subtly by his father into developing driving skills, without being fully aware of Bunta's intent. Voiced by Shinichiro Miki, Dave Wittenberg, Joel McDonald. Bunta Fujiwara. Bunta is the owner of the Fujiwara Tofu Shop and is the father of Takumi. He used to be the #1 downhill racer in Mount Akina years ago, but now guides Takumi's racing development. He is the original driver of the mysterious Ghost of Akina A86 Sprinter Truino that holds the record of the fastest downhill time at Akina. Later in the series, as Takumi used the Truino more than Bunta, he buys a Subaru Impreza WRX, which Takumi alternates between the Impreza and his 8-6 for deliveries. Voiced by Ansha Ishizuka, Kerrigan and Kent Williams, Ryosuke Takahashi. Ryosuke is one of the most skilled drivers in the series as Red Son's Project D's leader and older brother to Keisuke. He drives a Mazda Savannah RX-7 FC3S. Ryosuke is a very cerebral driver as he pores over technical data and is able to tell what kind of modifications have been made to a car just by hearing it, and what a driver is capable of just by watching the car drift. He is also referred to as Akagi's White Comet in reference to his early racing days. Voiced by Takehito Koyasu, Lex Lang J. Michael Tatum, Keisuke Takahashi. Keisuke is the number 2 driver for the Red Sons and the Hill Climb Ace for Project D. Keisuke drives a Mazda RX-7 FD3S, and is a skilled driver second only to his brother. Keisuke is a rather hot-headed and does not like losing. He isn't analytical like his older brother, but his ability to think less while he is driving, and to do only what he feels amazes Ryosuke. Because of his initial encounters with Takumi, he is Takumi's main rival. Voiced by Tomokazu Seki, Stephen J. Bloom, Todd Abercorn, Media. Manga, Initial D manga Japanese release Euro 48 volumes, Initial D manga Tokyopop release Euro 33 volumes. The first Initial D volume was released in Japan on November 6, 1995 and concluded on July 29, 2013. The manga has been translated officially into Chinese, French and English over its publication run. As of 2013, 48 volumes have been published. The manga and anime were originally licensed for English releases in North America by Tokyopop. The company changed the names of the characters in the anime edition, and subsequently changed them in the manga to match. These name changes were to reflect the name changes that Sega implemented into the Western releases of the Initial D stage video games see below due to name length limits. Tokyopop also cut out a character's Enjo Kasai relationship with another and edited sex scenes, appearing in volumes 1 and 9 in the original manga. In addition, street slang was interlaced in translations. The manga also had some translation errors. One example was the technical term wastegate that was translated as Westgate. Another was an inaccurate explanation of how an engine's displacement is calculated. Many of the explanations of automotive design and function, as well as the specification sheets of the various cars, were incorrect. In August 2009, Kodansha announced that they would not be renewing their licensing agreements with Tokyopop, citing tense relations between the two companies. This meant that Tokyopop could no longer release new volumes of Kodansha manga properties, nor re-release Kodansha titles that were already printed. Tokyopop ceased the release of Initial D after Volume 33, which was released on December 30, 2008. Volume 34 had a scheduled street date of April 7, 2009, but never released. There have been no announcements as to a new distributor in North America for continuing or restarting the manga. Anime. Avex has released the anime in several parts called stages. One noticeable feature is that it uses Eurobeat music as background music in race scenes. Initial D Euro 26 episodes, Initial D second stage Euro 13 episodes, Initial D extra stage Euro 2 episode OVA side story focusing on Impact Blue, Initial D third stage Euro a 100-minute movie, Initial D fourth stage Euro 24 episodes, Initial D extra stage 2 Euro a 50-minute OVA side story focusing on Marco and Iketani, Initial D fifth stage Euro 14 episodes, Initial D final stage Euro 4 episodes, New Initial D, the movie, Legend 1, Awakening Euro upcoming feature movie. The battle stages are musical films serving as a compilation of the racing action scenes in the preceding series reanimated and remastered with more advanced CGI and stripped of all but minimal character dialogue. Initial D Battle Stage Euro a 50-minute movie, Initial D Battle Stage 2 Euro a 1-hour movie. In 1998, Initial D was adapted into an animated television series produced by OB Planning and Prime Direction. The first episode premiere read on Fuji TV on April 8, 1998. The initial series ran for 26 weekly episodes with the finale airing on December 5, 1998. The second series, named Second Stage, aired from October 14, 1999 to January 20, 2000 with a one-week break over the New Year period. This was followed by animated feature film in 2001 and an OVA documenting all battles from the previous three stages, with the battles from first stage being reanimated. Initial D, Third Stage was a feature film covering the story arcs between the second and fourth stage, released in Japan on January 13, 2001. In 2004, Initial D, Fourth Stage aired on Sky Perfect TV's pay-per-view service, airing 2 episodes back-to-back every 2 months. 24 episodes were made until the final episodes were aired in February 2006. Following Second Stage in 2000, Initial D, Extra Stage was aired as a spin-off to the original series. The story focused on the all-female Impact Blue team of Usui Pass and their point of view of the recent events of Second Stage in the upcoming Third Stage movie. This was followed by Extra Stage 2 in 2008, which looked at the relationship between Impact Blue's Marco Sato and Aketani of the Speed Stars. Following 8 years after the release of Fourth Stage in 2004, Animax airs Initial D, Fifth Stage. Animax has aired the series on a pay-per-view basis on Sky Perfect's Perfect Choice Premiere 1 channel. The first 2 episodes aired on November 9, 2012. The rest of the episodes were broadcast 2 per month till May 10, 2013. In 2014, Initial D, Final Stages became the latest installment in the anime series. Animax has aired its first 2 episodes on a pay-per-view basis on its own brand new Animax Plus channel, on May 16, 2014, on its new subscription VOD service, which allows subscribers to watch all the latest anime series. Initial D Final Stage will start right after where Fifth Stage left off. There are a total of 4 episodes that makes up this mini-stage. The final 2 episodes were broadcast on June 22, 2014. Since the anime's original run, Japanese musical group MOV has performed all of the opening and some ending themes of the series. This followed on from the success of one of their first hits, Around the World, which was used as the first opening of First Stage. Their latest single to be used in the series is called Outsu the Rainbow, and it's used as Final Stage's opening. They had another recent unreleased song, Days. It was played on the finale of Final Stage. Like in the manga, Tokyopop changed elements of the anime to suit Western audiences. As well as changing the names and used Western slang, the company also changed the anime's music from the series' staple Eurobeat tracks to originally developed tracks of rap and hip-hop via Levi, the Tokyopop CEO and an in-house musician. In 2006, Funimation Entertainment announced that it would be distributing the DVDs of the anime. This new distribution was marked by slightly revised packaging and 2 box sets corresponding to the licensed seasons Tokyopop had dubbed, although the DVDs themselves were exactly the same as the original Tokyopop release. Tokyopop had completed an English-dubbed version of Third Stage, and reportedly screened it at the Big Apple Anime Fest on August 29, 2003. They briefly mentioned that their version of Third Stage would retain the original Japanese soundtrack, in contrast to their treatment of the anime series. This version of the film was never released on DVD, nor was it ever mentioned by Tokyopop past the original announcement. At the New York Anime Festival 2009, Funimation Entertainment announced that it would be re-releasing and redubbing Initial D, First Stage, Second Stage, Extra Stage, Third Stage, and Fourth Stage. Their release included a brand new English dub and retained the original music from the Japanese in an uncut format. Funimation released the series out of order, with the third and fourth stages releasing before the first and second stages. Funimation has not specified whether or not they will dub and release Extra Stage 2 or either of the battle stages. In July 2013 it was announced that another feature film titled New Initial D, the movie and a last anime series, Initial D Final Stage, will be produced. The movie will be separated into 3 parts, with the first part set to be released on August 23, 2014. Games. Numerous arcade and other platforms video games have been released. In the loading section after you pick the rival, you could see pictures from the Initial D manga. In the 3, it basically has a picture of Natsuki Moji in a bikini. This is cut in the US version. Initial D Arcade Stage / Initial D, Initial D Arcade Stage V2 / Initial D V2, Initial D Arcade Stage 3 / Initial D version 3, Initial D Arcade Stage 4 / Initial D4, Initial D Arcade Stage 4 Limited, Initial D Arcade Stage 4 Kai, Initial D Arcade Stage 5, Initial D Arcade Stage 6 AA, Initial D Arcade Stage 7 AAX, Initial D Arcade Stage 8 A, Initial D Gaiden, Initial D, Ryosuke Takahashi's fastest typing theory, Initial D Another Stage, Initial D Collectible Card Game, Initial D, Special Stage, Initial D Mountain Vengeance, Initial D, Street Stage, Initial D Extreme Stage, Initial D RPG, Initial D, Perfect Shift Online, feature film. A live-action movie based on Initial D was released on June 23, 2005 in Asia. The movie was jointly produced by Japan's Avex Incorporated and Hong Kong's Media Asia Group. It was directed by Andrew Lau and Alan Mak, whose credits include the 2002 Hong Kong blockbuster Infernal Affairs. The movie featured Taiwanese singer Jay Chou as Takumi Fujiwara and Hong Kong stars Edison Chen as Ryosuke Takahashi and Sean Yu as Takeshi Nekazato. Despite many changes to the original story, the movie was met with critical acclaim and was nominated for multiple awards, including Best Picture, at the Hong Kong Film Awards and Golden Horse Awards, winning many of them. Reception. Some fans of Initial D reacted negatively to the Tokyopop's extensive editing and changes made in the English-language version of the manga. Similar reactions were made towards their English dub script and voice acting, and the removal of the original music from the anime series. Tokyopop said that it was trying to Americanize the series so it could be aired on television, while at the same time keeping the Japanese spirit of the series. According to Funimation officials, the re-release of the anime has done well. Reviews of the series note a marked improvement from the Tokyopop iteration, with most complaints leveled against the lack of anamorphic widescreen on the DVDs. See also: List of Initial D characters and teams, List of Initial D chapters, List of Initial D episodes, Initial D Arcade Stage, Initial D, Street Stage, Initial D Extreme Stage. References: Tokyopop Incorporated. Out-of-print titles. Tokyopop. 1. Retrieved on September 10, 2009. 1. Retrieved August 2, 2013. Editor's note. Name changes in Initial D, English language version. Initial D Volume 2. Tokyopop. Tokyopop confirms its Kodansha manga licenses will end. August 31, 2009. Retrieved March 27, 2012. Initial D 5th Stage Number 07. Perfect Choice. Retrieved April 20, 2013 A, ABA Euro OA, Da Euro E Degree AM Florina Florina AM Florina Florina Florin Florin AA to the first presence PPVA kilopascal 3/4 E Euro. Comic Natalie. Retrieved August 16, 2012 A Euro OA, Da Euro I 1/4 Florin AA Florin C Florin. Animax. Retrieved May 5, 2014 A, 2. Retrieved March 2, 2014. Open letter from Tokyopop. Retrieved June 3, 2006. BAAF to screen Initial D 3rd Stage March 17, 2003. Retrieved March 27, 2012, 2009 press release. Retrieved September 25, 2009. Initial D Car Racing manga gets new anime film and final stage anime. Retrieved July 22, 2013. New Initial D Car Racing anime teaser reveals film trilogy. Retrieved February 9, 2014. Tokyopop open letter regarding Initial D. Tokyopop at Anime News Network. July 13, 2002. Retrieved on September 28, 2009. Funimation's live feed from Otaken 10. July 30, 2010. Retrieved on March 27, 2012. External links: Inisharu Dī at Kodansha's official site, AVEX webpage for Inisharu Dī, Inisharu Dī 5th stage official website, Animax, Inisharu Dī arcade stage version 3.0, Inisharu Dī games official website, Sega, Inisharu Dī games official website, Sega, North America premiere of the live-action Inisharu Dī film, Inisharu Dī at Anime News Network's Encyclopedia.